Following is a production of DallasCowboys.com and the Dallas Cowboys Football Club.
How about them Cowboys?
Yeah, go Cowboys!
This is Mick Shots.
Streaming live on DallasCowboys.com and the official Dallas Cowboys app.
Now, here are Bill Jones, Heckma Harrison, Everson Walls, and Mickey Spagnola.
It's a fabulous Tuesday here inside the SWBC podcast studio. Heckma says, welcome on in. It's Washington week. And Jerry Jones got a late birthday present on Monday night as the Washington Commanders lost, and the Cowboys are right back up there.
I was about to say, he didn't get it Sunday.
He didn't get it Sunday. It was late on Monday. And we have a present today because it's the return of Everson Walls here on Mick Shots.
Where's the fight song? No fight song?
No fight song.
No fight song.
No fight song.
There wasn't enough fight.
The only fight song I'm listening to is The Eyes of Texas.
Wow. That was ugly, too.
That was ugly.
Yeah.
Did you have to pay any
beautiful
bets?
for a Texas fan.
Any bets had to be paid? You didn't have to wear a Longhorn shirt?
No, I'm not.
You don't do that?
No.
You don't?
I don't have that kind of confidence. In fact, okay, my daughters
know you for quite some time.
It's been 25 years since they did anything. Okay, it's 25 years ago is when they last won a national championship. In my opinion, that's when you've done something, when you win a national championship. So it was several years ago, my daughters, two of them went to OU to school. They gave me one of those little metal OU emblems to put on your back of my truck, whatever.
Yeah.
It's still sitting there. I'm not.
You won't even.
It's sitting. It's sitting in my closet.
Damn.
And I just made the decision. I said, okay, if they beat Texas, I'll go ahead and put it on
What
my
happened
truck.
to loyalty, man?
And so it's gonna
pass.
sit. It's gonna sit on my dresser for another year.
Okay.
Okay. That's the standard.
OU
that we have
fans
here.
are just.
That's right.
They're being.
No, the others are obnoxious.
Oh, okay.
More
others.
obnoxious than me.
The others, not named Bill Jones.
He doesn't want some.
But I can critique quarterback play.
Yeah.
And that was not good quarterback. That was on the other side. If you want to win that game, you play like Arch Manning did, not like the other guy did. Okay. Now we move on.
No.
Now we move on.
Okay. So Mickey is, he is serious over there. He just got down from upstairs where Jerry Jones was holding court. They got an East-West Shrine Game press conference going on up there?
Yeah, it was. And they had a presentation with a young man, I think he was from Shreveport, that had two operations, bone operation replacements, and they also inducted Daryl Johnson into the Shriners Hall.
Oh, really?
He played in the game, he said, coming out that year. Met Tony Tolbert and Mark Stepnoski at the game.
They can't. Okay, they came to the game.
Yeah, no.
Oh, at the Shrine game in...
Really?
They all were in San Francisco for the Shrine game, yeah. So I don't know if that meant...
Shrine game is now played here. It was played here last year. That's when we discovered Bill Krosky Merritt. There'll be more on him coming up in a moment here.
Even if I couldn't pronounce his name, I saw his talent.
6 months ago, it was Ja'Cory Krosky Merritt, and now it's Bill Krosky Merritt, and he will fumble at times.
And he has T-shirts that say Bill.
That's right. If it wasn't a Commander T-shirt, I'd get one.
Right.
But
so anyway, I didn't know what was going on, and then I walked out into TV, and it's like, oh, this is going on now. I don't think everybody got.
So did Jerry hold court
afterwards?
And any news from Jerry that we need to know about?
Ask your question, and I'll see if he answered it.
I just asked the question.
No.
What did he say?
Be specific, right? I got 3 pages of stuff right here.
Okay.
Trade deadline. He say anything about the trade deadline?
He did, and he goes. He said this on the radio. He said, "I got our eyes open for ways to help this defense with resources."
Wow.
He also said we do have some serious help on the way.
On offense or defense?
Both.
Okay.
Think about it.
Yeah,
Still no Lamb out there.
That overshow window is going to open up pretty soon, isn't it?
Well, he keeps saying wait till maybe after the bye.
Okay.
So if you
which is after the trade deadline. That's the week of the trade deadline.
Right. And so
since we mentioned trade deadline, it's not
November 3rd.
It's November 4th. It's the day after the Arizona game,
Right.
which is a Monday night game.
So he was saying look for the bye, but that means not to play. He already had
opens the 3-week window.
It opens the 3-week window. So that would get you to the Sunday before Thanksgiving, I believe, if you look at it that way. So again, even if he after not playing as long as he did, if he plays the Sunday before Thanksgiving, is he ready to play on Thanksgiving? You got to kind of wait.
And in the schedule after the bye, there's a Monday night game at Vegas, and then it's the Philadelphia game Thanksgiving week, and then Kansas City on Thanksgiving Day.
Right. So
and then Detroit the following Thursday.
Oh, it's an easy stretch of the season.
And we're on a roll, too,
well,
guys.
do you think?
That's just the first half of that stretch.
Well, no, let's wait.
A bunch of gimmies.
What are those teams' record? Everybody thought those.
Kansas
teams were
City's
gonna
starting
be
to play well
undefeated.
again.
Well, that's fine.
Yep.
But we know what they've done already. Detroit get beat.
They got beat by
Washington
Kansas
get
City.
beat.
Yep.
Eagles get beat.
Yep.
They've lost 2 in a
Cowboys
row.
get beat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They right there with them, right? See, that's the good and bad of what happened
Yeah.
on Sunday. The bad is you could have taken advantage. The good is people backed up with you.
Yeah.
So
The only NFC East team to win over the weekend.
The Scataboos.
Giant, the darting Scataboos,
There's a lot of love going on between those two.
So there's
Makes me
who
sick.
beat Philadelphia, and they play the Broncos this week, and the Cowboys play the Broncos next week.
Yeah, the week after, yeah.
And so, but all that if the team is thinking like we are, okay, sky falling, all that the coach has to say is you beat Washington on Sunday and you move ahead of Washington in the standings.
That puts you in second
Okay,
place.
Washington falls to 3-4, and you're 3-3-1. You're in
Who's the
second
Eagles?
place,
What do the
and the
Eagles
Eagles are
have?
playing at Minnesota, and so it's the Carson Wentz revenge game,
And they
unless
have-
J.J. McCarthy plays for them.
and they've lost 2 straight.
And Philadelphia's lost 2 straight. Yeah.
So I counted up on the standings. There's 13 teams that have only 1 less loss than the Cowboys. They're all the 4-2s or 3-2s. So
16 teams in the NFC, 12 of them have a record of 500 or better.
yeah.
And you know that tie.
So that tie.
That it just looks it's so ugly.
Right.
You know, it just stinks up everything.
It's uglier
it's
on the
better
Cowboys.
than being 2 and
But
4.
see, and that's the ugliness about it as well, because you
You know
could
what?
have been here or you
Right.
could have been here.
The tie is uglier on the Cowboys 2-3-1 record than it is on the Packers 3-1-1
You
record.
see what I'm saying? I don't know. It depends on how you like your food. It don't taste
I
right.
told you about the guy in the elevator after the Packers game. All the Packer fans were complaining. And he said, well, it's better than a loss.
That's right.
Okay.
So anyway, about that stretch, well, we'll see what the stretch is when we get there. The Chargers got beat, right? They lose. So there's a lot of losing going on.
It's
there
any
is.
given Sunday,
That's
right? That's what they
exactly
say. Any given Sunday.
So if you look at it like that,
Yeah.
this is where the Cowboys are supposed to be making their move.
Right.
Hey, 3 weeks ago, Everson, the Falcons lost
Oh my God.
at Carolina
These guys.
And then,
30-0.
yeah.
The Cowboys just lost
Benched the
Carolina
quarterback. They benched the
30-27.
quarterback.
What happened after Atlanta lost to Carolina 30-0? They played Washington the next week.
Yep.
And they beat Washington. Then they had a bye week. And then they played Buffalo last night, and they beat Buffalo. So they've won 2 games. Cowboys are looking at 2 games against Washington and then at Denver. If the Cowboys do what the Falcons did, we don't forget about Carolina, but it sure looks.
Everson,
So you got
took
the
a mini
Bears
vacation
stuff
then.
in there? Were the Bears
Oh,
0-3?
that
They won 3 straight.
Got my head down.
Or were they 1 and whatever?
Yeah.
yeah, I can
They're
tell you.
they're
I don't need a mini vacation.
3-2
from
now.
a 45
3
minute
and 2?
podcast.
Yep.
So they were 0-2, right? Until they beat the Cowboys?
I don't recall, but
But that's probably right.
yeah.
Since they've won 3 straight. And I think that was their first win.
Okay.
But what we all want to know is what Everson thought about.
Yeah, that's
That's what we're here for.
That's
We want to hear. We've already unleashed all of our pain at the desk. What was your pain?
My pain is the fact that this is getting monotonous.
Yeah.
That's what my pain is. It's you have your opportunities laid out there for you. And, yeah, we could have been this, with the tie sitting out there, but we are not. We are where we are right now because of what happened on Sunday. And you look at the game, it's the pessimistic view that seems to always be the narrative when we go on the road. And I hated the Jets. I wanted the Jets to be the norm. The Jets seems like it's not the norm. The Jets is an aberration compared to how we play on the road. And I don't care whether it's offense or defense, you're sitting here thinking that could have been remedied.
Yeah.
Because this is exactly what we were warned against as we go on the road and we play the way we play all the time. I don't know what our road record is, but in games where we really need it, we seem to always come in flat. And I don't even know what – I could talk about the human condition. The fans on the road should have nothing to do with how you play. It just shouldn't.
Well, there was hardly fans there, so
just like the Jets game.
Yeah,
previous week.
It's made that's
35-40%.
That's for us. That's for us. That's for us to take. That's a moment for us to take the win. All the elements are there for us to win.
They didn't take advantage.
And I bet we had a good crowd that came through as well, full of Cowboy fans.
Oh yeah, that's what I'm saying. Maybe 40%.
That's
there
crazy.
Was a lot of empty seats.
Yeah, and
already.
I want to blame. Like usually it's easy in the past to blame Dak for something. Because he didn't have a good game here. But what we talked about, and I'm sure I saw it on the rundown if I'm not mistaken, you are wasting greatness here.
Yes.
I mean, you are wasting, and it's not just Dak. Everybody's eating.
Yeah.
And, so the offense is sitting there should be feeling good about themselves. We are exactly where we're supposed to be offensively. But defensively, how are we going to – it's something that's going to be a little touchy because now everybody's looking at the coach like, yo, man, you need to do better. Somebody needs to do better. We can't keep blaming the players. Somehow you need to get rid of those players that ain't listening and realize that your job is on the line.
Well, who's going to take their place?
I don't know because we got the guy we wanted. I mean, it's like bringing in all these offensive running back coaches. And if they didn't, line blocking coaches, and if they didn't come through, what would we do now? Well, they came through. Everybody's coming through. Didn't do that well on Sunday. I didn't like the rushing game at all. But it's not going to come with you. You can pack your rushing game, but you might not wear it out every Sunday you get there.
Yeah. Well, they took away one thing, and the Panthers took away the running game,
sure
which we talked about that yesterday.
Sure did.
But I got to get your thoughts on the fourth quarter, 6 minutes left in the game, where the Carolina Panthers got the ball on that drive, and specifically the 4th and 3. We were talking about Deron Bland and his alignment on that. He's 8 yards off the ball, 4th and 3, and you give up a 7-yard catch. Yeah. So in your eyes, Everson, you take a cornerback like that. You played the position, obviously. What are your thoughts on 4th and 3 as far as your alignment is concerned?
It's not just his alignment, the fact that he's off the ball so far. I mean, we used to run the hitch route from the Washington Redskins at the time. And they found out that when we play our zone.
All hitch.
All hitches. 1983, I think, Monday Night Football. They hitched us to death in the first quarter. We finally had to go to a cover 2 so that hitch could be taken care of, and they had to go elsewhere. We ended up winning that game. Great comeback. Greatest comeback at that time in Monday Night Football history. I just happened to remember that.
Just happened to
remember that. But, in that position, you got to be aggressive. You have to play up from an aggressive stance. Did he not have confidence in himself at that time? Was he injured? No time to play safe now. This is the moment that we set the game plan up for.
And then you're going against Hunter Renfrow. And the last time I checked, I don't think of Hunter Renfrow as a burner.
By anybody.
I don't. No. When you got the scouting report on Hunter Renfrow, it didn't say.
You see precise routes. That's what you see.
You
see moving the chain routes. That's what you see.
That's it.
And now, unless you're going to set him up for that, and you're going to jump what you need to jump.
Yeah.
Then Otherwise, why play off?
Yeah.
Why play off?
And so we had that conversation yesterday. I thought it was very interesting, the technique that they use. I thought that was horrible. I went back and watched it a couple of
Or
times.
sit at the sticks.
Just
sit at the sticks.
That's what they teach you.
Just sit at the sticks. You got nothing, you have to play aggressive there. That's one of those moments where you can't be cute with it. You have to psych yourself up, to play an aggressive technique.
Did you see where the safety was?
I didn't.
I'm backing it up for you.
19 yards deep.
So I have a problem. Problem with that.
Hey, you said get back, didn't you?
Yeah.
You said get back.
Nothing over your
After
head.
the Giants game, you said nobody's going to lose this one on the big play.
All right, Everson, don't hit play on it. But
Okay.
You can see where the safety's playing there.
Yeah.
Woo!
Yeah.
It's 4th and
I'm
3.
surprised
what I
you
think
caught him in the
burned
film.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah, he had to widen that a little bit. No, man, that'll burn you. That'll burn you. And I think that's what gives everybody the reason to make the questions about what's going on at the top. And look, man, how do you do that in that situation? Like you said, don't play cute.
I hate coming down to that. It shouldn't have even come down to that. To blame the game on that lets you know you screwed up way before that.
And by the way, the safety started 19 yards deep, and he went back 4 yards
I know.
at the snap.
Well, you got to get your depth.
But let's not
they tell you.
let's
You gotta
not
get your
worry
depth.
about the
You go to the tunnel.
216 yards. Don't worry about the 216 yards rushing.
Yeah, I mean, you were already in trouble. So, I mean, you can talk about Bland all you want. You were already in trouble. I hate those games where somebody else starts, the system's not working, then all of a sudden we get it ironed out. Then while you're ironing it out, that play happens, right? And now we say, oh, well, that was the play. No,
You know what the play was? You know what the play was? It was the next play when Dowdle goes for 9 yards on first down, and you only have 2 timeouts left. The game is over at that
I'll tell you
point.
about the timeouts when we first sat down. That hurt.
Yeah.
Those timeouts at the end, loss of timeouts at the end, that really hurt.
Nobody's excusing. I don't think anybody could excuse 216 yards being given up rushing, but I think at the end of the day, even then, you had an opportunity to
Your
win.
players got to make plays.
You had an opportunity.
That's your player.
It'd be a different thing if it was 216 and you're getting beat 45-3.
Right.
And then at that point, then you know why you got drummed. But if you are in the fourth quarter with an opportunity to make a stop, why play it like that? So that's a moment missed.
It just messes up the narrative of what happened the entire game.
Yeah.
You know,
Right,
look at
because you're
that.
picking out
you're
one
picking
thing
out one thing.
out of 60-some
Yeah, it's a
snaps.
bunch of running plays in there where the linebacker, I'm sure, didn't hit the gap right. A defensive lineman, getting blocked, not getting off his block. That probably happened the entire game. If I were to look at all 22s, the entire game. Did you look at it?
Oh, I've looked at a lot of it, yeah.
It's ugly.
They were getting knocked off the line of scrimmage.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But they were.
They're getting knocked off the line of scrimmage. Not just them not getting past. They're getting knocked off the line of scrimmage. That's what you're telling me.
Well, and
that's your narrative.
There are times where, for instance, one of the questions I wanted to pose. Okay, the Cowboys have now gone 3 different defensive coordinators in 3 years. Okay, you had Dan Quinn, and you had Mike Zimmer, and now Matt Eberflus. And recall with Quinn, it was the strategy defensively is you play the run on the way to the quarterback.
Yeah.
Okay, and that's what it seems like these defensive ends are doing is they're playing the run on the way to the quarterback rather than setting an edge, rather than thinking defending the run first. It's all about getting to the quarterback. There were times in this game where Carolina took advantage of a defensive end crashing towards a quarterback, and it just leaves.
Same thing happened in the Packers game. The same thing in the Packers game.
Yeah.
You got a defensive end like, oh man, he might get there. The quarterback's handing the ball
And
off.
so Eberflus with his system, okay, it's technique that you're trying to teach these guys. This is the way we're playing. When they came into the league and they've been taught 3 different things with 3 different defensive coordinators, and it takes time.
How much time does it take?
I don't know.
I mean, that's my thing. I mean,
Yeah.
how much time does that take? Tom Landry taught people to play the flex just in the training camp. And all of a sudden, the guy comes in. He can play the flex now. He was all accustomed to the traditional way of playing defensive line, and you brought a group of guys in here all the time And they weren't always
And everybody
Charles
had their
Jones and
gap.
Randy White. You taught the guys how an entirely different way on how to play football on the defensive line and linebacker position.
And very frustrating for a lot of those defensive
A lot of those
players.
guys. It was, but they learned it, and their career came out better for it. So find the guys that can learn it, or stop learning, stop teaching. And it's the frustration there is when. How long do we wait? When are they going to get it? When is that light bulb going to come on? Yeah, I'm playing the game. Okay, I know what the technique is. Okay, I still got to get to the quarterback. Well, damn, they're running for 200-plus yards. Let's stop worrying about the quarterback.
To Bill's point, of the top on their depth chart on defense, top 25 guys, 15 of them weren't playing here last year.
Right.
So there is a lot of youth and a lot of newness on the two. Well, they go 3 deep.
So they're all playing for different defensive coordinators.
Yeah, right.
So whether it was whether it's
Or
Mike
they were
Zimmer
in
or Dan
college.
Quinn, they're playing for a college defensive coordinator, and
Or they're spending the season on injured reserve.
So did our defense get better during those 3 terms? Zimmer.
Still can't stop the run.
here's one thing on Eberflus.
It's
By the
still-
way,
it's still a continuation.
That is the
right?
consistency right there. Can't stop the run.
By the way, on Eberflus, and I have it written down somewhere. I can't remember. Here we go. His first year in Chicago, okay, in 2022, they went 3-14, and they had the 31st ranked run defense in the league. His second year in Chicago, in 2023, where did they rank with their rush defense? Number 1 in the league. They went from 31st.
All right, now see, here we go. Now we got to wait till next year.
They went 31st
We're
to
going to be
first
good next year. Hang in there, offense.
from 2022 to 2023. Now, he was let go at right after Thanksgiving last year, and they wound up with the 28th run defense in the league last year. But it wasn't all his work.
But we always have a 23. He went up to number 1.
So it is possible.
Yeah, it can
Over
be
a
done.
year's time, it went from 31 to 1.
Hey, Bill, there's nowhere to go but up.
Yeah, he lowers the bar, then he clears it.
Right.
And then what was the
Cowboys?
Cowboys' defense last year? They were basically what they are this year.
Yes, they are. Yes, they are.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's the frustration.
That's what he inherited.
It's
But
the-
we didn't just start
But they had
not
a
being able to
different-
stop the run.
but
That's
they-
been happening for a while.
They
right?
didn't have
Been happening.
who was the defensive coordinator last year?
It's Mike Zimmer.
Yeah. And then before that,
It's Dan Quinn.
and they got run right out of the playoff game with Dan Quinn's.
yeah.
Okay, and this is where these stats can be deceiving. Okay, because what you're talking about in 2023, they got in the playoffs, they got run, and then there were other key games. Buffalo comes to mind in December, where they could not stop the run. Of course, that was the year Leighton Vander Esch gets hurt, and he has to move Marquise Bell to linebacker, and he was basically starting linebacker. And Jordan Love told Micah Parsons in an off-season podcast, "Hey, we looked over there, and number 14's playing linebacker. We're not throwing the ball; we're running the ball."
Right at him.
Guess where the Cowboys ranked their total defense that year under Dan Quinn?
23?
Yeah, but their total defense was 5th. They were 5th in points allowed. They were in 2023. They were 16th in run defense that year, middle of the pack.
So average.
But what we remember are the biggest play, the biggest moments in the biggest games.
Yes.
They couldn't stop the run.
Yes.
Right.
That's true.
So
Yeah.
part of that was you had a quarterback playing at the same level that he's playing at right now. He was second in the MVP voting, so they were playing, and they finished 12-5 that year. They were these
They were
these
blowing
rushing stats,
everyone.
they don't matter because the teams were trying to play
were up by
catch
at
up
least 2
against them.
scores.
That's right. So they
Yes.
weren't running the ball.
You know what we need? We need a stat for making big plays. Because you can look at all these stats, right? The running, whatever, yards given up. Did you make a play for me?
Right.
Against the Jets. They gave up yards, right? But they made a play. when
Maris
we needed-
Leofau made a play.
Leofau made
Yeah.
a play.
Right?
Yeah.
That's right.
And that's what's not taking place. They're not
We talked
making
about that.
a play.
We did.
Donovan Wilson made a play.
Yeah, he did.
Your guy Donovan Wilson made
Made a play.
and then he didn't make some plays too.
Because he's too far back.
And we got more Mick shots coming up in
Way
just a
back
moment.
there. That's why he didn't make a play.
The National Medal of Honor Museum is now open in Arlington, Texas. just a few blocks from AT&T Stadium. Immersive exhibits and exciting technology allow you to fly a rescue helicopter mission in Vietnam and have conversations with virtual Medal of Honor recipients. Come be inspired by these incredible stories of ordinary Americans who did the extraordinary. Get your tickets at mohmuseum.org.
Hey, Cowboy fans. Keith Davis here, former Cowboys safety.
Keith Davis into the end zone.
You know what separates champions from the rest? Making the right move at the right moment. With blockchain.com, that's never been easier. The Cowboys became America's team by striking bold when it mattered most. Now it's your turn. Invest like your icons with blockchain.com. Visit blockchain.com/Cowboys today to get started and learn more. That's blockchain.com/Cowboys.
Hey, Cowboy fans, if you're thinking about attending a game this season, visit cowboystravel.com to book your travel package today. Stay at the team hotel, have dinner with a Cowboys legend, and experience the best sports venue in the world, AT&T Stadium. Also, tour the Star, get autographs from your favorite players, and talk X's and O's with me, Mickey Spagnola. The official travel partner of the Dallas Cowboys will take care of all your travel needs. Visit cowboystravel.com to book your package today.
Miller Lite, the legendary light beer. The originator, the inventor. If this beer could talk, it'd tell stories about that one time, that night, that one guy, that one gal. Writing a story 50 years long and 50 million friends wide. Because legendary stories start with a light. Here's to 50 years of Miller Time. Celebrate responsibly. 2025 Miller Brewing Company, Milwaukee, Wisconsin.
Back to Mick Shots.
Cowboys Nation, Dallas Cowboys United, presented by Globe Life, is exclusively in the Dallas Cowboys app. Join the official fan club today to receive access to Cowboys Drops, where you can win game tickets, autographed items, exclusive experiences, and more. Download the app now to join us.
Well, we had some breaking news from Mickey Spagnola during the break. I asked him more about what Jerry had to say upstairs, and he said that Jerry said he's encouraged.
Encouraged.
He did.
There's one person in Cowboys Kingdom encouraged, and it's Jerry.
It's the king.
Please explain.
It's the
I think he was talking about the defense with.
No, he wasn't. No, he wasn't.
He was talking about the defense, and he's
No, he
encouraged. Is that what you're saying?
Because he kept pointing out that you've got reinforcements on the way.
Where?
Well, Overshown for
Okay.
That's one.
Revel, who would have been starting had he not. Well, they might not have had him if he didn't get hurt in East Carolina.
He hadn't got hurt a year ago.
Yeah.
A year ago. Yeah.
Boy, that's reaching.
So yeah, I know.
That's reaching.
Sanborn.
Yeah, I don't know that Sanborn was part of the reinforcement.
Well, I mean, I'm just saying there's an injured player,
right? When that's kind of.
So he's talking about offensive reinforcements,
and then offensive reinforcements too. Yeah. So maybe
we're looking at CD,
like a meme now.
Maybe you
like
score
a
another
sticker.
touchdown, right? If you have two more starters on the offensive line and two of
That's
your
the
top
problem,
three
man.
Tell you what, man.
receivers.
Hey, I tell you what we could use. We could really use a nice pass rushing linebacker. That's what we could use right now.
Whoa. Whoa.
That's what
Wait
we
a minute, Everson.
Right now.
Hey.
I'm just saying.
You just stepped in it. You just stepped in it.
Okay, well, long as
But it's still at least a month. It's about 6 weeks before overshoot.
Okay.
I mean, we already established that. It's probably after the bye.
we already
they
had
would
that
open their
position established,
3-week
period.
window.
There's nobody more electric than DeMarvion Overshown. This guy is.
If he's the same player that he
instant
was
speed,
before the injury.
Or how long it
instant
takes to be
physicality,
that
all
guy.
of those things that DeMarvion Overshown brings to the table, this team needs. The only problem with that is the last that we saw DeMarvion Overshown in the Cowboys uniform, his leg was almost severed, and I'm going to continue to say it. I know that this young man has working his butt off. I see him over there on the bands and cords working his butt off. But to even insinuate to think that he can come back and be any of that is a hard ask.
His second
one.
injury.
Yeah.
That is a tough, and for me, I just feel like with those that feel like, why make a trade at this point? I feel like, man, why rush your young linebacker back at this point? Let that heal, man. Let him get better. Allow him next season. And I understand where we are right now, the reinforcements are needed. But this is a guy that's going to be as much a part of the future than he is a part of the present.
Mm. One thing I brought up.
You want to point out something you mentioned yesterday?
Are we on the same wavelength?
The text you sent out?
About, you get texts?
Defensive end.
About Marcus Lawrence.
That's exactly.
I read the important ones.
Yeah.
Hold on.
It was.
What do you say, Spags?
Read the important ones.
We touched on it briefly yesterday, but I believe that
I ain't gonna quit.
This team really misses DeMarcus Lawrence.
Yeah.
As far as his run defense.
A little cheeky.
You saw that?
Yeah, man.
You saw that?
There's a little graphic that showed his performance. He returned from injury. Who'd they play? They played Jacksonville. Yep. He had 2 sacks, 5 quarterback hurries.
5 tackles.
5 tackles.
2 tackles for a loss.
He had that game. He had that game.
A typical season for DeMarcus Lawrence here, he had around 65 tackles in a 16-game season. Yeah. That's 4 tackles a game, whatever. He is one. This whole idea of playing the run on the way to the quarterback, well, no, he played the run, okay? But he also got to the quarterback. And it's that mindset of that the importance of being unselfish, because you don't get paid for making tackles at defensive end. You get paid for getting to the quarterback. Mm-hmm. That unselfishness and the ability to set an edge and defend the run, that's what's missing, I think, on this defense.
And he's not just
but I think as Araku can get there, but he's just not there yet.
Yeah, he's young, right?
Yeah.
Now stop having the conversation about Jadeveon Clowney.
How's he playing?
Oh,
he
hadn't made any splash plays.
Any numbers there?
Oh, in the game?
It was only 16 sacks or so this week, I think.
16 snaps.
Yeah, snaps.
Okay.
Did I say sacks?
Yeah. He had a hell of a game. Yeah. We missed that completely.
About the entire NFL, wow.
He said right. So,
no, he got 16 sacks. Okay, but the quarterback didn't have the ball.
Right.
Is that what it was?
Rico had it 16 yards down the field.
No, man, we're looking for somebody to come in and have an impact, and Jadeveon Clowney was the guy that we all were thinking we're going to have that impact on this defense, and it hadn't happened yet. And the reason why you know it is nobody's talking about Jadeveon Clowney anymore. He went from being the savior to now nobody's talking about him.
Well, did you think he was going to just show up on the field?
I don't know, Mickey. I was going with everybody else in their thoughts on Jadeveon Clowney.
Who's everybody else?
Everybody else.
It could help.
Here's what I was looking for. I was looking forward to some type of production. I was looking forward to him where we saw something like, that's it right there.
Yeah.
And that needs to continue. Whether it's a move inside, move outside. I don't care what his numbers are. Are they showing where he's getting closer? Are they showing where he's making plays? Are they showing where he made a tackle? Or is he out there just still trying to get it together?
On Sunday, he played 25% of the snaps, less than 25% of the snaps, and made 1 tackle.
Okay.
And so that's okay. Here are your defensive ends. Okay, you got Clowney, who had 16 snaps in that game. You got Sam Williams.
Now, why did he only have 16 snaps?
Mm-hmm.
Got me saying.
That's the question.
Because he's not out there to play the run.
Right.
And they needed people to play the run.
How many snaps did Fowler play?
Fowler played 18 snaps, and he's another one like Clowney.
He's a liability against the run.
Yeah. James Houston. Okay, here's another one.
Liability
been their best pass.
The run.
14 snaps.
Wait a minute.
Nealon started the game, he clearly was bothered by his ankle. Not only it was clearly in his play, there was one play later in the first half where he was limping and came off the field, and he missed last week's game against the Jets and was limited in practice. But they knew they needed their best, and we've talked about it yesterday. He's probably their best run-defending defensive end, and so he starts the game. But it was obvious from the start he wasn't ready to go. Ezaraku had 38 snaps, and Sam Williams had 37 snaps, your defensive ends.
How many
And
tackles did they have?
Ezaraku had 1 tackle, 2 quarterback hits, 1 tackle for loss.
All these
Sam Williams had 4 tackles.
In between the tackles, right?
What's that?
All the runs are going in there.
Some were, there was one that I pointed out yesterday
times
where Sam Williams is crashing towards the quarterback, and I think Jesse Hawley tweeted out the end zone shot of it. It was the hole, Everson, was from this wall to other side of that hallway.
Only Donovan Wilson was in there.
But on that
and
play,
he's deep half.
Sam Williams is defensive end, and he had Leggett, the wide receiver, who's blocking him. Well, he crashed to the quarterback. Now, maybe he was coached to do that. Maybe it was the scheme they were playing on that. But whatever, it left a gaping hole there, and Murray tried to get over and then Shamar Thomas behind him. He got cut off by a guard, and so it was just but it's actually only an 8-yard carry.
Shamar James, right?
But is that paper what you're insinuating is the majority of our edge rushers are hunting for sacks?
I'm not saying they're hunting.
No, I was talking to Bill. I'm saying Bill.
Yeah. I think there's a mindset of that where there were, and I showed Mickey this. There was one great no gain play. In fact, it was after the Dowdle one, and Ezaraku on the other side. Now Dowdle was worn out by then, and so he was out of the game. DJ Dallas carries for no gain, but it wasn't because DJ Dallas was the running back and not Rico. It was because Ezaraku set the edge. He didn't get credited with the tackle, but he wasn't trying to.
He did his job.
Exactly. He did his job, and someone else, Reddy Stewart or somebody, filled the hole and made the tackle. And so, anyway. I think a lot of it is just my point is I think it's fixable. Mm-hmm. It's just you got to just do your job, and then the discipline to just do your job. Don't try to do too much.
And I keep asking myself, what is Eberflus? What hasn't he tried? In this game, he went with a 5-man front. I mean, people were talking about that.
Man-to-man.
He got 1, 2, 3. He's done it all. I mean, at this point, he's gone through the full gamut of defenses. And no, don't pick that up. Whatever you do. Don't pick that up.
Did he call or did he text you?
I got Nate in Frisco calling.
He must not be close.
Hey, he's frustrated. He's frustrated.
All right, maybe Nate in Frisco leaves me a message, and I can relay that to you when we come back here on Mix Shots in just a moment.
Hey, Cowboy fans. Keith Davis here, former Cowboys safety.
Keith Davis into the end zone.
You know what separates champions from the rest? Making the right move at the right moment. With blockchain.com, that's never been easier. The Cowboys became America's team by striking bold when it mattered most. Now it's your turn. Invest like your icons with blockchain.com. Visit blockchain.com/Cowboys today to get started and learn more. That's blockchain.com/Cowboys.
Miller Lite, the legendary light beer. The originator, the inventor. If this beer could talk, it'd tell stories about that one time, that night, that one guy, that one gal. Writing a story 50 years long and 50 million friends wide. Because legendary stories start with a light. Here's to 50 years of Miller Time. Celebrate responsibly. 2025 Miller Brewing Company, Milwaukee, Wisconsin.
Star Sports Tours is the only official fan travel partner of the Dallas Cowboys, offering exclusive game weekend travel packages with pre-game sideline access and photo ops with current players, cheerleaders, and Cowboy legends. You want to stay at a team hotel, attend the best tailgate party in Texas, tour the Star, and talk X's and O's with me, Everson Walls? With Star Sports Tours, you can. Visit cowboystravel.com to book your travel package today.
The National Medal of Honor Museum is now open in Arlington, Texas, just a few blocks from AT&T Stadium. Immersive exhibits and exciting technology allow you to fly a rescue helicopter mission in Vietnam and have conversations with virtual Medal of Honor recipients. Come be inspired by these incredible stories of ordinary Americans who did the extraordinary. Get your tickets at mohmuseum.org.
Back to Mick Shots.
Match your favorite player with official on-field collections like Sideline, Crucial Catch, Salute to Service, and more. Visit a pro shop near you or log on to shop.dallascowboys.com, a Fanatics experience, and stay ready for game day.
All right, we got a phone call from Nate in Frisco. I did towards the end of that last segment. I rudely ignored it, but he then called Everson, right?
I think he called everyone in the room. I was the only one to pick up.
I don't know.
He really wanted to be on the air.
Hurt.
And there's no seat in here for him.
And he was right. Just do your job.
Okay, that's what he said.
That's the message.
The message from Nate in Frisco. Just do your job.
So, all systems can work. All systems can work. You just got to get the players that you need that understand your system and that can carry it out the way that you want to carry it out.
Would you be surprised if all the guys that played on the defensive line so far? Now, this is percentages going into this last game. Only 3 guys had played as many as 50 snaps in a game. So it's telling you they're rotating guys in there. They're searching, they're looking, and they're not getting what they want. Kenny Clark and Osa Odigizua have, and I'm assuming with however they played in this game, they were at more than 60 snaps, and the only other guy with 50 was Sam Williams.
Could you imagine being down on the defensive line and you are bumping heads with a guy every freaking play and you get 1 tackle and you play like 45 snaps. You're just ramming into this guy every play. You get 1 tackle. I mean, come on, man.
And they were doubling the tackles.
Yeah.
Kenny Clark and Osa.
So now you got your linebackers then.
But they were doubling them so much they were backing into the linebackers, and so the linebackers couldn't get around them to make the tackle.
I remember when you get a double team, they would tell you, but take up 2 blockers, you drop, you do something, but make sure that you occupy them long enough so that your linebacker can get in the gap. I remember that, and I don't play freaking linebacker.
Javonte Williams' first run of the game, he got 4 yards. They triple-teamed Derek Brown, number 95 in Carolina. The Cowboys triple-teamed him, and he shed all 3 blocks and
made
the tackle.
Derek Brown's a different human being. It may not be the right person to use an example of that about, man.
Still, I'm a starting defensive tackle, and I'm bumping heads with this guy for 50 plays. I can't make 1 play.
Not 1.
I can't get off the block one time. I can't save my linebacker from that peeling off offensive lineman once.
Because that's all they were doing. That was the ball game.
That's basic. Okay, so wait. You scouted the offensive line for Carolina. What'd you say about them?
Well, they were missing 3 starters.
That's what I was and there was optimism in your voice when you said that. And I carried that with me. And I'm pissed off right now because I don't have that with me. Where's that optimism, Bill?
They got away.
What happened?
They got away with more double team blocking than you should be allowed.
Have we ever?
And here's the problem. The Cowboys' majority of that game played with 2 linebackers.
Why?
They were worried about
who?
82. What's your guy?
Trimble?
He's kind of looks like a tight end, plays like a wide receiver. They were using a nickel guy on him, and then they're running the ball because he's big enough to block.
Why are we making these adjustments that weaken our defense? I mean, we should make. They should be making the adjustments.
There was a lot of plays.
Tommy Trimble had 4 catches for 39 yards, and the adjustment worked on him.
Leofeld got 27 snaps.
That's not funny.
And so the linebackers, they basically Cowboys had 3 linebackers on the field for 27. Now there are times where, as you know, they were running a three-man front, basically a 3-4, trying to make an adjustment because they weren't stopping the run otherwise. And so you had there were a couple of times at least where Leofau and Sam Williams were the outside linebackers, and they would have Clark, Solomon Thomas, and Osa as a three-man front. So some of those snaps from Leofau were in that situation.
And they were bringing Donovan Wilson up a lot to put another guy in the box. It was almost
we talked about them doing that. Right. We talked about letting the quarterbacks play man-to-man and bring the safeties down.
And that's, quote-unquote, his strength. Donovan Wilson playing around the line of scrimmage. And then when you have him around the line of scrimmage and he's missing tackles and he's being blown out of gaps and things like that, it doesn't look good. It doesn't look like it is his specialty. And then when you back him up and he gives up a touchdown versus T-Mac, all of those things, man, I think are blaring to say, man, this defense just isn't very good. But did you guys last night, Monday night, watching the Commanders game, I got to ask, common opponent, the Chicago Bears, right? Did you say watching that game, oh, we got the Commanders this Sunday? Did you say that?
No,
was that optimism?
No.
You didn't say that?
No,
Nothing about that game told you, like, man, if Chicago could do that against them, then I know when we get in there versus these guys.
You can tell he's new here, right?
I am.
You're new here. No,
none of that optimism spilled over.
Not anymore.
Not anymore. Is it over for that?
Think like that anymore.
Unbelievable.
You talk about making the adjustment to a tight end, and you put in only two linebackers against a team that just gave up, that just had a running back rush of 208 yards, and you decide, hey, we got to stop this tight end.
But basically what was happening, they were doubling the defensive tackles, so the tight end or a wide receiver responsibility was to block the defensive ends.
So why not have three linebackers in against the run that has been successful the previous week?
They didn't want to give up big pass plays.
Big pass play. What are we talking about here, man? We're worried about a tight end.
You just gave me one of my keys to the game. Get Bill.
Get Bill.
Crosby.
Bill Crosby.
Crosby.
Yeah.
Get Bill.
Come on, guys.
That's a TV show.
Why would we worry about a tight end when everyone knows that the running game is what we need to stop?
You're not worried about Zach Ernst this game?
Who?
Zach Ertz.
I know Zach, but we have a lot more problems than Zach right now.
Well, and then the other question is,
right?
Just like the Cowboys hoping C.D. Lamb gets back this week, the Commanders are hoping Terry McLaurin gets back this week. He's been out. He's missed the last 3 games for them.
And this may get lost in the shuffle, but they had another backup playing free safety, right? I'm guessing Hooker was starting for a reason, and Wanye Thomas was a role player. Now he's a starter. I don't know how many snaps he was on the field.
Let me say this. If you're waiting on one person.
No, I'm not saying
No,
one.
I know you're not.
Right?
I know you. No, my point is all of these one-player remedies, it's the system itself. If the system is right, that one player will only enhance what you're doing. If the system ain't working, then I don't give a damn who you bring in. It's not going to be remedied. That's my point. I know that's not what you're thinking in regards to one guy making a difference, but that lets you know where we are right now. The system should be able to survive one injury or one particular play.
You know what? At the defensive tackle position, by the way, they've got too many 3-technique defensive tackles, right? The only one technique that's going to stop anything is Kenny Clark.
Yeah.
Right?
So there's you're looking for a trade target there. Another
Toya. He's a 7th.
Well, here's the deal.
Mozzie.
They drafted in the first round a run-stopping defensive tackle 2 years ago, and he was inactive.
He can't get on the field. So that one spot is giving them problems, which allows them to double team the 3-tech.
It's more than that one spot.
Yeah.
Jeez.
Meanwhile, Carolina's got 3 of those out on the field at the same time.
Right.
Not only Derek Brown, but A'Shawn Robinson and Bobby Brown.
Their record's better than
And 2 of those, A'Shawn Robinson and Bobby Brown, they live like 10 to 20 minutes away from AT&T Stadium.
Born and
they
raised
got signed in free agency by then.
Could have got an Uber to go pick
That's right.
them up.
All right, we're out of time. We're out of time, and we'll talk at you again tomorrow at noon.
Go Cowboys.
This has been a production of DallasCowboys.com and the Dallas Cowboys Football Club.
How about this, Cowboys?